So, here we go with the difficulty modifiers from 4.1. It looks like someone kind of had a breakdown of what exactly changes from difficulty to difficulty. From minimal to substantial, it seems like a lot is adjusted as far as just, revive times and stuff, which I find odd, to be honest. Specifically revive time. But, okay, let's see what they have here. Minimal. Player modifiers. Respawn with 1 ability charge. Okay. 300% ability charges on respawn. Okay, how is that not like this? Whatever. 43% health regeneration from healing injectors. Yeah, that makes sense. Like on easy difficulty, your heals do more healing. I think that's fine. But yeah, here it is. 30% faster revive times. Why? Why adjust revive times? Revive times should just be, the same across the board. Because then it's like, oh, man, I don't know. I feel like going for a revive no matter what is a bit risky. So, I don't know. It should be more like a, you helped out your teammate, keep the revive times the same. There's no real necessity to keep revive times, adjusting them throughout the difficulties. I don't know why this bothers me, but it does. Revive time should just be the same. It's weird. General, respawn time, 60 seconds. Now, this makes sense. I like that because, yeah, on higher difficulties, respawns take longer. That makes sense. That makes sense. Revive times, though, it's just like, dude, just keep them the same. Incapacitation limit, 2? Okay. Friendly fire off. Okay, now that makes even more sense. Friendly fire should obviously be in the game at higher difficulties. That makes sense. Okay, let's go to average. Average. Player modifiers. Minus 25% armor segment size. Minus 50% explosive damage sensitivity. Okay, so yeah, so explosives do more damage. Wait, hold on, that doesn't make sense. Explosive damage sensitivity. They don't have explosives. Well, maybe chaos does, I guess. I don't know. 90% grenade damage to enemies. An average? Wait, why doesn't easy mode? This is weird. Okay, that's fine. 90% grenade damage to enemies on average. I'm not too sure that's necessary. 23% gun strike damage? What? Like, what? Some of these mechanics are getting super buffed or, like, like, that's just really weird. Okay, so I don't see revive time here. So, okay, so revive time is only something that is for easy mode. Okay, yeah, that makes me feel better. I was about to say, if revive time is just, it just gets longer and longer, that would be weird. But it is also interesting seeing how they kind of focus on certain elements of the game for, adjusting the difficulty. Like, average, for whatever reason, has more gun strike damage than easy mode. For whatever reason. AI bots. 60% health for Minoris, Majoris, Extremis, and Terratus classes? I never saw Terratus. Okay, so when they say AI bots, this must be a data mine, because when they say AI bots, they mean enemies. So on average, at least from easy mode to average, enemies get 60% health. That's interesting. General, respawn time, 60 seconds, incapacitation limit, 2, friendly fire off. Yeah, all this makes sense. At least so far. Besides the gun strike damage. I don't know. Maybe we'll see how it looks with the higher difficulties. Maybe it'll make more sense. Substantial. Player modifiers. Negative 25% max health. Okay, I guess. I don't know why, though. What? Like, it's still substantial. Let's read everything, but I'm not too sure that's necessary. Negative 50% armor segment size. Negative 50% explosive damage sensitivity. Plus 220% grenade damage to enemies? Why? Ugh. Dude, this feels unorganized as far as, like, a game dev standpoint. Why on substantial difficulty do they give you more grenade damage, but leave you with less health? Like a quarter less health. What? Just take both out. You know what I mean? Like, what? Why increase the grenade damage but also nerf our health? That's weird. I don't know. If I had the option, I don't know. Grenade damage is pretty good, but I would want my health back. You know what? The negative 25% max health, that probably explains a lot when it comes to, like, you know, taking damage from Xerothropes and all that. Negative 35% dodge and vulnerability and perfect dodge windows. I hate that. That's just weird, man. That they should. Oh my god. Look, you got to do what you can to make the game harder. I get it. But for the most part, dodges are very important. So it doesn't feel necessary to just, you know, change them. Because if someone's good at dodging, they deserve to be rewarded for it. Don't adjust the dodges and then they have to learn a new dodge for every difficulty. I don't know. That just feels tedious. Plus 46% gunstrike damage. Yeah, here we go again. Okay, okay. You know what? Actually, now this is starting to make sense. They are clearly, they're clearly focusing on gunstrike because gunstrikes are supposed to be important. Like, that makes sense. That makes sense. Gunstrikes are fun. I do agree that you should get a good reward for it. Just stop nerfing our health in harder difficulties. If the, like, that's crazy. AI bots, plus 190% health for enemies. Holy cow. Yeah, that makes sense. Like, that's fine. Look, if you're gonna increase the health to enemies, but also increase our gunstrike damage, I kind of see the loop there. That's actually cool. If you don't picture it, if you don't, like, imagine what they're cooking here, it's kind of difficult to just be like, oh, why do they, yeah, exactly what I was saying in the beginning of the video. Why increase gunstrike damage? But they clearly are, you know, they're trying to make it apparent that that is the way you're supposed to take out enemies. At least, you know, with counters and parries and stuff. You know, they're just trying to reward people for parries. That's fine. General, respawn time, 60 seconds, incapacitation. I have no idea what this is supposed to mean. Friendly fire off, yes. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Ruthless, player modifiers. Negative 30% max health. Negative 55% armor segment size. Negative 25% explosive damage sensitivity. Still have no idea what explosive damage sensitivity is supposed to mean. Like, in the context, do chaos enemies throw grenades? They must. Otherwise, this wouldn't be here. I just never noticed that, if that's the case. I know the Tyranids don't. Plus 350% grenade damage. Yeah. I mean, this just throws me off. I didn't know grenade damage and gun strikes were, you know, getting their damage increased throughout the difficulties. That's interesting. Up more dodge and vulnerability changes in negative 35% and perfect dodge windows. You know what? Yeah. I still disagree with the way they do that, but this is starting to make sense why people are like, dude, dodging is really weird and stuff like that. Because of this, they really should just take this out. They really should just take this out. Because all it's doing is frustrating your player base who doesn't know that their dodge windows are getting shorter for the harder difficulties. It just feels unnecessary. Again, it feels tedious. But yeah, for the most part, it's like, for the most part, it's a hard difficulty. For sure. Make the enemies stronger, but like the dodges should still be the same. Could you imagine I was about to say, could you imagine in Elden Ring if there was a boss that made your dodges like worse? And there is that in Black Myth Wukong, and it is the most frustrating experience. It's artificial difficulty, basically. It's really lame. I disagree with that. I hate anything that takes the freedom away from the players. You know, so like if they want, but for Black Myth Wukong, it's way more harder. It's way more egregious than what they're doing here. In Black Myth Wukong, in that boss fight, what happens is all your rolls become heavy rolls. It's so stupid. It is so stupid. If they did that in Elden Ring, that would be the most, like, that is the definition of artificial difficulty. In this boss fight, we're gonna take away your dodges. Like, okay, thanks for giving me less options to, you know, to input. Giving me less options of combat. Sure, man. Plus 62% gunstrike damage. Yep. Oh, yep, I came to terms with the gunstrike damage. That makes sense. AI bots plus 300% more health for enemies. So in Ruthless, the enemies get plus 300% health. Wait, hold on. if gun strike damage is getting increased, why not just increase like charged melee attacks or something? This is crazy. Then yeah, it's like they give us the grenade damage is so, like, it's a lot of, it's plus 350% grenade damage, right? But it's like you don't have grenades all the time. It's like they really choose to nitpick the buffs here. That's crazy. Gun strike damage, yeah, that's something that not every class is even interested in doing. Dude, what is up with these modifiers, man? Like, look, I understand increasing the health of the enemies on harder difficulties. That, you know, that's fine. Decreasing our health, sure. Like, I guess we're taking more damage. But it's so odd that only, like, certain classes are getting buffed through harder difficulties than other classes. Like the gun strike damage. I mean, heavies aren't very interested in gun strikes, but they can do them. Grenade damage, it's like, dude, so we have like 2 or 3 grenades and, you know, that's fine. Honestly, that's why I love the frags, because the frags come with 3 grenades and then it's like you can have a grenade for multiple spots. Like certain grenades just, like a melta. Okay, so you have 1 melta. You better use it very, very perfectly. General ammo crate max ammo. Oh, so you get actually more ammo on Ruthless. 500%. Well, it just says 500%. Oh, wait, ammo crate max ammo. 500. Yeah, I don't know. It just says 500%. Respawn time, 120 seconds. Makes sense. Incapacitation. I have no idea what this is supposed to mean. Incapacitation limit, 1. Oh, like, okay. Wait, I don't get it. What do you mean, the limit of how many people are supposed to die? That's not true. Huh. Friendly fire off. Oh. Oh, they don't have friendly fire on Ruthless. Dude, you know what? Friendly fire could, you know what? Now I'm starting to understand the friendly fire thing. That could definitely open up some grease. Like, there could definitely be some trolling with the friendly fire. Yeah. I don't know. Keep it off, maybe. But we'll see what, yeah, let's see what lethal looks like, dude. Lethal, player modifiers. Half your health is gone on lethal. Half of your health is gone. Negative 50%. Negative 75% armor segment size. Negative 25% explosive damage sensitivity. Still not 100% sure about that. Let me know in the comments if you know what that is. Plus 220% grenade damage to enemies. So you're still getting a buff on grenade damage, but it's not as much as Ruthless. So, yep. If you want to get through lethal, you need a whole bunch of grenades and you need to do gun strikes. That's pretty much it. Negative 35% dodge and vulnerability. So the dodge and vulnerability windows seem to be consistent. It's not like it gets worse. So there's only like 1 bad dodge for Ruthless and lethal, and then they just keep it that way. So that, you know what, that does kind of make me feel a little bit better. That if you play lethal, if you play lethal and Ruthless a lot, you will start to understand and have a muscle memory on the dodges. But again, that still is definitely the reason why people are very confused about dodging certain, you know, attacks and stuff, and how they, you know, sometimes they might get hit by, you know, some phantom range from an enemy. Yeah, you know, like if they get hit by an attack they didn't think they could get hit by. Sometimes maybe it's just, you know, lag and stuff, and the fact that, you know, your dodge and vulnerability is worse. Plus 46% gun strike damage. Yep. Plus, so the health for enemies on lethal and Ruthless are the same. It's both plus 300%. That's actually kind of good to know. I like that. Just so, again, just to have a little bit of consistency, because honestly there's like very little consistency between the first 3 difficulties. Ruthless and lethal are very consistent, so I like that. That's good. That's good. General ammo crate max ammo 300%. Respawn time 300 seconds, reduced by 20 seconds on majors and extremist kill, and 60 seconds on terminus kill. So your respawn times get reduced by 20 seconds on, you know, specific enemies' kills, majors, extremists, and 60 seconds on terminus. So that's kind of cool. Dude, I need to play lethal. The only thing that's bothering me about lethal is my highest level right now is a bulwark at level 15. Now, I'm confident in my skills that I can get through a level with, you know, I can get through at least 1 lethal level with that bulwark, but I don't want to like keep joining games and getting kicked because I'm not max, you know. I do want to get to max, but there's just so many games out, man. Sparking 0 definitely, you know, kind of got in the way of some operation grinding, and then Black Ops came out, so I'm just kind of messing around with other games off the channel. But every time when I get on Space Marine 2, dude, I just have so much fun. I just want to keep playing it. Yeah, friendly fire off. So these are the modifiers. They're nice. I actually feel better knowing these. Gunstrike damage and grenade damage is definitely something you want to latch onto when you go through lethal difficulties. But okay, let's see the community's response to this to see if players are as welcoming to some of these modifiers as I am. So it's just plain, non-nuanced, and straightforward health buffs for all enemies regardless of their individual stats and role in combat. No wonder some weapons feel way off. Yeah, I can definitely see where that can get in the way of some balancing, for sure. But for the most part, it's not something I didn't expect. That kind of makes sense. Also, why nerfs the dodge? More dangerous enemies need more dodges, not less. Yeah, okay, yeah, I agree. At first, I was kind of coping with the dodge changes, but yeah, they should just take them out. It really doesn't affect that much. If you make a mistake, you're gonna get hurt. If you do the dodge, fine. You do the dodge, fine. It doesn't make sense. For the most part, I think it's just like, you know, a dev who perhaps maybe doesn't play the game who suggested changes like that, for sure. Overall, I hate how most difficulty modifiers are just cuts to players' stats instead of adding some meaningful difference in combat, enemy variety, or strategy. I'm going to have to disagree with this. They pretty much pointed out that Ruthless and Lethal has more spawns. I'm pretty sure. So that is something meaningful, whether you want to admit it or not. And again, gun strikes and grenade damage getting stronger is another way to, you know, the enemy strategy might be the same, but our strategies should be more focused. And there's a lot of like counterplay, but also, you know, you want to make sure you understand how to use certain grenades, right? Like there's little room for mistakes, but there's enough difficulty or there's enough damage buffs for the things that are important to make the game feel a little bit different from difficulty to difficulty. Some of the stuff I agree in this comment, but some of the stuff I disagree. It feels a little, you know, negative, pessimistic maybe. But yeah, for the most part, the dodge is unnecessary. Health on enemies is fine. That makes sense. And yeah, there's actually more of a focus to how we're supposed to play rather than the enemies, which I kind of like. So this is the reason why melee starts feeling so crap in later difficulties, even with relic gear. Plus 350% grenade damage, gunstrike damage, yeah, and then the health. Yeah, no, 100%, I noticed that too. Yeah, they definitely need to increase some sort of melee damage there. Just charge melee attacks, plus 50% more damage. Boom, something like that, dude. It is so simple. It is so simple, man. Sheesh. I really hope the devs come across some of these videos because we really do a lot of work for them as far as making the game feel, you know, rewarding, because it's like, cool, gunstrike damage and grenade damage, they deserve their buffs. They are situational but impactful, you know, elements of the game. So is melee, but you kind of forgot about melee. You know, it's crazy. If the grenade damage has to be scaled by that much, yeah, that's true. If the grenade damage has to be scaled that high, then how does melee even have a shot? Yeah, melees are just gun strikes. You use melee attacks just to get in gun strikes, apparently. Yeah, there's definitely some certain things on these modifiers that need to be changed, 100%. But it's not as, you know, doomer as some of these comments are probably going to suggest. But yeah, this is a good point. One thing they could simply change that would result in a massive change in combat, strategy, and challenge would be an option to turn on friendly fire. Oh, an option to do it is fine. And like warn people going in that friendly fire is on. You're gonna have to do that. Because otherwise, if it's just something that's in the game, people are gonna grief that 100%. The bulwark makes a mistake, oh, shoot him, oh, we throw. Like, it's gonna be so easy to just see one guy just get tilted and just ruin the game for everybody. Yeah, and then including with the way kicks work, where you have to vote for a kick, like, I don't know. Nah, I agree with the fact that we should have an option to turn it on for like private lobbies and stuff for people who want that extra challenge. However, for randoms, that sounds miserable. 100%. Okay, so let me know in the comments how you guys feel about these modifiers. I'm like certain things I like and certain things I dislike, and then certain things like gun strikes where it's you know, not every class wants to gun strike all the time. You know, I think they gotta take a look at that for sure. But either way, thanks for watching.